Hey, welcome to video number 116 of Walker This Way with Hazel Walker, the queen of all things.
BNI and networking.
I am Mark Simmons. Hazel, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing great. Life is good. Things are happening. All good.
Beautiful. Hazel, you know, in video number 114, we talked about tracking, your goals, and I am so excited that I took your advice.
That's fantastic.
I'm not excited because I took your advice. I'm excited and I took your advice.
Okay.
And so I want to tell you what I got out of it.
Huh?
I started tracking what I received, and it's been amazing.
Okay.
Through my network, through my BNI network, through my other networks this year. And when I look at it as referrals this year, I received about 6 referrals every month, closed about 90% of the referrals. The amount of money I was able to close was over $100,000 for last year. And I just feel like I'm rocking all that, feeling good about that. And it was because of you that I checked on what I was getting.
Okay. So what about the rest of them? What about the rest
of them? What rest? What more is there?
What are your giving goals?
What do you mean giving? Giving what? What? Why do you throw a hook into this for me? I was going so well too.
You were, and I'm very proud of you that you've actually done more of the work. And if more businesses would actually track that all by itself, that makes a big difference. But you have to remember, Mark, that in order for you to get referrals, you also have to give referrals. In order for you to get help, you have to give help. It's right. If you're in BNI, you know that the philosophy is givers gain. That is our mantra, givers gain. In fact, we've registered that, right? Givers gain. It's the thing our parents taught us. Do unto others as you want others to do unto you.
Right.
It comes back around. It's called reciprocity. So you want to make sure that you're giving. And the best way to do that is
I'm tracking it. Tracking what you're giving.
Track what you're giving. Track, first set a goal. How many, think about the people who are referring you. How many referrals are you going to pass this year? How many one-to-ones are you going to have this year? You can do it by quarter. How many one-to-ones will you have? How many CEU? How many books are you going to read, right? So that you get better at this. How many networking events will you go to and introduce people? How many introductions will you make? Right? Start looking at how you're giving to your network and putting back into them and track that. And what you will learn is the more that you give, the more that you get. And they start to equal out like this. Now, that being said, this is not for you to say, I've given Hazel 7 referrals and Hazel's given me 0 referrals, or Hazel's given me 1 referral. I'm going to talk to Hazel. Because the reality is, it's not about exactly who you gave it to. It's about putting it out into the universe. It's about putting it out there so that it'll come back to you. Hazel might not be the right person to generate referrals for you, but when other people know that you give, and I'm out talking about how you've given me this referral and you've helped me that way, it's building your credibility in the network, right? So now you've got a nice little buzz going on the network. And that's what you really want, is for people to be talking about, he's such a giver. He's really good at helping. And sometimes giving is you gave advice, you made an introduction or a connection. Maybe you gave some great testimonials on my Google site or Facebook or whatever. You shared things for me. So there's many ways that you can give. You just need to pay attention to the giving. And frankly, I think people forget that. And especially right now, it seems to me everybody is very focused on what they're getting and very few people are focused on what they're giving.
Right.
What are you putting back out there?
Yeah.
And you have to do it with intention versus do it accidentally. right? You intentionally have to plan that. Otherwise, it's just happenstance and you hope you've done it.
Yeah. So I like the idea of giving, not meaning I have to give you something that is going to make you like a potential client. And if it's not that, it's not giving. Giving can be, and especially in today's world, giving, I don't want to say advice, but guidance, coaching, help, ask for what you need. I'm willing to give it.
Correct.
Whatever it is you need, still is part of that reciprocity piece.
Right. And I noticed lately in a lot of networking things, I hear people say, because we're all on Zoom, right? And I go to these things and people say, what would be really helpful for me is if you guys would go out and I'm going to be running a workshop, would you share it? Or would you take this survey for me? And then I watch the network, unless there may be 30, 40 people in the room that got the ask and only 2 responded.
Right.
Only 2. So there's 30 people, there's 28 people that did nothing.
Yeah. And the reality is in today's world, social media, that's really how the algorithms of Facebook and Instagram work. Like the more you share other people's content, the more you post on other people's content, the more your own content gets seen.
Correct. On Instagram, the more you comment, like make a 5 to 7 word comment on a person's Instagram account, the higher your account goes.
Right.
The more you're seen as an influencer too.
Yeah. So it's this social media type of
giver's gain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to put in the work to do it.
Right. And it's a fair request for me to say to my network, could all of you, in fact, I posted on my Hazel page, the YouTube channel, and I said, if you are not following our YouTube channel or you haven't subscribed, would you please go do that? So I'm calling my network to help me.
Right.
Right. That's a legitimate ask and it's a valuable ask. Are you willing to do that for the people in your network? If we just do the things together, we create so much more richness. And in that giving, it just manifests so much more to us.
Right. So Hazel, truth is, takers win, not a thing. And that's not just in networking, that's in life in general. The takers win generally doesn't work out so well for the takers in the end.
Not in the long run, it doesn't. And there's actually a book.
Yeah.
Givers and Takers, it's a book. Yeah. And it says takers win at the upstart, but it's the givers that overcome it and end up as the big winners.
Yeah. So I know for people who do networking and BNI members, givers gain, it's the foundation, it's what you know, it's what you do. And a lot of people are born with it, some of us have to learn it. And there are so many ways to give. And to your point, is track it. What is it you want to give? Have a giving plan. It's okay.
And go to people, like there's some people, Mark, that may never be able to refer you. Right. They want to, but they don't have it to refer you. But man, they're happy. Tell them other things they can do. Could you share my blog? Could you comment on my posts? Just ask for the things that you want and need. Yeah. It's a way of getting the things that you need and the way for you to give.
Right. All right, Hazel Walker, I will hopefully be able to come back in a couple of weeks with I've tracked my giving goals now to you. Then I'll be full circle. I'll have the receiving goals and the giving goals, and we should be good to go.
You should be good to go at that point. You'll be able to track it all.
So for those of you watching, do the same. I don't want to do this alone. My giving is do this with me. Let's do this kind of thing together. And really great advice, Hazel. Until next time, we are out.